guys, so today's video is going to be completely different from anything that I've ever done before. Well, not completely different, but there's a twist. Today's video is actually going to be a collab video. I was contacted by a really sweet girl here on YouTube. Her YouTube username is Jessica Weber, and she wanted to know if I wanted to do a collab video, and of course I said yes. She is so sweet. Her videos are really good. She used to make videos a while ago and then kind of fell out of it and just recently started making videos again. So when she asked me if I wanted to collaborate, of course I said yes. So what we are going to be doing for you is a look using the Naked 2 palette. I am going to focus on showing you how to do a really daytime appropriate look, and she's going to handle more of the kind of sultry summer evening look. So hopefully you guys will find this helpful. I know that the original Naked palette is very, very popular, especially for the summer months. There's a lot of really warm, kind of golden tones that are really summer appropriate. But we wanted to do it using the Naked 2 palette because I feel like this is a really, really great palette. I think it's more wearable for most people than the original Naked palette, and I just haven't seen nearly as many kind of tutorials or looks created using this palette. So this is the palette in case you haven't seen it before. The colors that I'm going to be using during today's look, obviously I'm not going to use all of these, are Foxy, which is right here, as well as Booty Call, this really, really pretty kind of pink shade, Chopper, which is a gorgeous color, Tease, which is right here, this really great matte shade, and I might use a little bit of Busted, which is over here, that's really deep brown. Haven't really decided yet. Honestly, I haven't planned too much for this video. Just kind of have an idea of what I usually do with this palette for a day-to-day look, and I'm just gonna kind of wing it. So I hesitate to call this a tutorial because I am not an expert by any means, but it's really just a way for you guys to get an idea on how you can use this palette for a typical kind of day-to-day summer look. If you want to go out for lunch or to a matinee or whatever, you could totally do this look or something similar. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, show you everything I'm gonna do with this palette for my eyes, and I'll probably just run through the rest of my face makeup too, just because I'm gonna be wearing this makeup for the rest of the day, so might as well kind of get ready with you. So first thing that I'm going to do is apply a little bit of this Urban Decay Primer Potion. Now normally I would use kind of a colored base. I'm really into like the colored tattoos from Maybelline or like a shadow stick or whatever, but Urban Decay Primer Potion is really, really good because it's sheer, so it doesn't give any color. It just really helps your eyeshadow last all day. You could use the e.l.f. eyelid primer in place of this. If you don't have this, I happen to get this as a sample with one of the eyeshadow palettes that I've purchased in the past. I've never purchased this product full price because I feel like it's way overpriced for what it is, but it's just a very simple eyeshadow primer. It's just going to help my eyeshadow last. It's very hot in the summertime. We don't want our makeup melting off, so I'm just going to apply this to both my eyelids. You don't really need a lot of this, just enough to act as a base. And again, this is not going to add any color, so it's not going to mess with the look of the eyeshadows in any way. I'm going to rub this into my eyelids as well as under my lash line because I am going to be applying some eyeshadow there as well. And that's it for that step. Now, let me just grab a little brush here, if I can find it. Here we go. This is a very simple flat shader eyeshadow brush. This one's from e.l.f. It costs $1. It's really great. And I'm going to go into this shade here called Booty Call. It's a really pretty pale pink with some light colored shimmer in it. Very, very pretty, and I'm just going to apply that all over my lids. It's going to act as my main color. Nothing fancy here, just kind of packing it on. Super easy. None of the things that I'm going to be doing today are all that difficult. I'm very much a beginner when it comes to makeup. Well, maybe not a beginner, but I'm definitely not a professional. So I've applied that color all over to both of my lids so that they're even, and that's looking really good. So now I'm going to take that same brush and go into this color Chopper right here, which is very pretty, and I'm just going to apply this to the outer like third of my eyelid just for a little bit of drama. Still very much a light neutral look, just a little bit amped up. It's gorgeous, kind of coppery pink shade. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's really one of my favorite shades in this palette. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's what that looks like so far. Very, very simple. Using a crease brush, this is just a London Soho crease brush. I'm going to go into this color Tease, which is one of my all-time favorite colors in the palette. It's just a kind of purpley brown shade. It's matte. It makes for the perfect kind of contour shade, great for crease work, and that's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to apply it right to my crease. Not very precisely, I just want a little bit of a shadow here. Add some definition to the look. Simple, simple. And this is one of the looks that I do constantly when I reach for this palette because I feel like it's very pretty, it's very simple, quick, very daytime appropriate. A little bit more of Tease in my crease here, just making sure it's really defined. But again, it's not very dark, so it's not going to be super, super dramatic. There's that. Now, I mentioned that I might go ahead and use a little bit of Busted. I'm not going to do that because I feel like that's going to really darken up this look a little bit too much. I'm going to use Decay instead. It's the shade right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'm going to apply that into like just the outer half of my crease just to darken that up a little tiny bit. It's got a lot of shimmer in it, so I'm not going to go crazy with this at all. Just very lightly into my crease using this flat shader brush from e.l.f. Very, very lightly, kind of the outer V color, if you will. Because again, this is a daytime look, I don't want it to be too dramatic. And then I'm just going to take that same crease brush and just blend that out a little bit. Don't want a bunch of super dark colors on my eyes, and I definitely don't want a ton of fallout, so I'm being very, very careful. The one thing with Urban Decay's eyeshadows is they do sometimes have a lot of fallout, so you gotta be a little bit careful, but it's really easy to clean it up if you go too far or whatever. So using that same brush, again, super easy, I'm gonna go back into that Decay, that color I just used to darken up my outer corner, and I'm gonna apply a little bit of that to my lower lash line. This brush is fantastic. It's really, really versatile. And it costs just $1, so you can't really go wrong with that. So there's that. I'm gonna flip that brush over, and going into this color Foxy right here, I'm going to apply that to my brow bone as my brow bone highlight. It's a very yellow toned, neutral shadow that's really nice for tying everything together. It's very pigmented. Blends really easily. There's that. So that's the eyeshadow done. Really, really simple. I'm just going to apply a little bit of eyeliner, and I'm going to use this Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips Custom Eye Enhancing Kohl Kajal eyeliner. This is from a Nude Eyes set. I believe this is the pewter shade. I could be wrong about that. It doesn't actually say on here. It just says Nude Eyes, but it's very neutral, not jet black, because I don't like to wear a lot of black eyeliner usually for a day look in the summertime. So I'm gonna go with this, and I'm just gonna line my eyes really simple, no fancy wing, no dramatic liner, just defining the eye. Very simple. So as you can see, nothing fancy here at all. Same on the other eye. The one thing that I do is I try to make my eyeliner thicker as it goes towards the outer edge of the eye. Just because I feel like that suits my eye shape a little bit better. You can do your eyeliner any way that you want. Again, I'm no expert. And I'm going to apply a little bit of this in my waterline as well. Just like the outer half. I'm not going to go all the way in. It closes my eyes off too much. So there's that. I'm going to curl my lashes using... I actually didn't bring an eyelash curler out, so I'm not going to curl my lashes. I'm just going to apply some mascara. Sorry about that. I don't really feel like running to grab it, so it's just a daytime look. It doesn't need to be super fancy. Just going to apply a little bit of this Maybelline's The Rocket mascara. It's waterproof. It's the one that I use right now because it's summertime. Don't want my eye makeup running down my face when I sweat. Just going to apply a couple coats of this. Super easy. My bottom lashes as well. And the other eye, same thing. I think I've mentioned before that this is not my favorite mascara of all time. I really, really like the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume in Waterproof better. But I'm just using this one up because this is the one I have. There's that. I'm going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit. I'm going to use my e.l.f. eyebrow kit in medium as always. And a little angled brush here from Coastal Scents. It's just a C215 angled brow brush. I don't know if they sell this anymore. I got it in a mystery box, so it's very nice though. It's very small, so you're able to get really precise with it. And I'm just gonna fill this in a little bit. I feel like filling in your brows really just adds so much to a look, and I never used to do it. And I'm really glad that I started because it makes a huge difference in the way your face looks, in my opinion. So I'm just using the gel part first to kind of fill in some super sparse areas. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to use this product. That's just how I use it. I, again, am no kind of professional at all. It's just what works best for me. There's really no rules to makeup, you guys. You can do whatever you want, whatever you think looks good. And now I'm just going to set that with the powder side. Very easy. Doesn't take a lot of time, but I feel like it really makes a big difference. And then you can just run a comb or whatever brow brush through here to make sure that it's not too much, because I do tend to go overboard sometimes, but that's that done. Super easy. That's the finished eye look, you guys. Very, very easy. I feel like it's very daytime appropriate, very pretty. You could add a little bit of color to the inner corner if you wanted to go back in with this booty call. I'll just use my finger and kind of stamp it on the inner tear duct a little bit to brighten that area up. Totally optional, but it's pretty. And that's really it. That could be the end of this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eye makeup, or my face makeup, because I need to do it anyway. So I thought maybe you guys would be interested in seeing. Using the Olay Fresh Effects BB Cream. I got this in an Influencer Vox box. It's in Fair to Light. This was provided complimentary for me for testing purposes. I didn't buy this, but I'm not being paid to use it or whatever. It's just what I've been using lately. I really, really like this product. I feel like it's great for summertime. It's not super heavy on the skin. It's got some coverage without being full coverage, so you can definitely still see your freckles and everything under or through it, but it's just really nice. It's got SPF 15, so it's great for protecting your skin in the summer. And like I said, it just provides a little bit of coverage without being too much. I don't like to wear a lot of heavy foundations and things in the summertime because I really feel like it's just too heavy, especially when it's super hot outside like it has been here in Southeast Michigan lately. It's been incredibly humid out, and the moisture just kind of doesn't help things at all, makes it really kind of miserable outside, but you know, you can't avoid going outside, so at least I can't. I love the outdoors. So sunscreen, lightweight face makeup is the way that I like to go. So sorry if I'm babbling a little bit. Obviously I'm just applying this with my hands. I'm going down my neck as well so that that is protected from the sun and so that it matches up with my skin. Although, like I said, this doesn't have a lot of pigment or coverage. Very lightweight. And while that is okay most of the time, I do have some blemishes and things that I like to cover, so I'm going to use concealer for that. This is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Concealer in Fair. It's almost reached the end of its life here, but I'm going to apply some of that below my eyes. Sorry if you hear a lot of noise in the background. My air conditioner is kicking on because, like I said, it's been super hot. So that's what that noise is that you're hearing. I'm going to pat this in with my ring finger. I love this concealer. I feel like it does an amazing job of covering up my dark circles, which is of course what it's meant for. Also, I was very careful not to bring it up too high to cover up that eyeshadow that I used on the lower lash line, because obviously I put it there. I'd like to be able to see it. So that concealer does a great job of covering up any dark areas, kind of brightening that area, making it look really nice. Going to use a little bit of that same concealer just on my spots. I've got a little sunspot here that I'm not crazy about, a couple of little blemishes, and I've got some redness right around my nose that I prefer to cover. It's not all that attractive. Otherwise, I really like to let all of my freckles and that sort of thing show through. I'm very fond of my skin. I think it's very, I think freckles are very pretty. So, there's that. Apply a little bit of powder. This is a CoverGirl Fresh Complexion Pocket Powder Foundation in the shade Medium Light. Matches my skin tone really well right now. I have gotten a little bit of color since summer has started. Not a ton. I'm really adamant about protecting my skin from sun damage, so I don't take on a lot of color. But it's inevitable. You eventually get a little bit if you spend any amount of time outdoors at all. So just powder my face. That's going to set all that makeup that I used, and you know, keep it in place and add a little bit more coverage. But it's not super cakey or anything. I feel like it looks really, really nice. Apply a little bit of blush. This is the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer in Turks Caicos, and this blush is a really pretty shimmery blush. It's a little bit of a brown toned blush, which I think is very pretty. It's got quite a bit of pink in it too, but I'm just going to apply that using a Sigma Duo Fiber brush. It's the F50. Love this brush for blush. Did I say that right? Brush for blush. Sometimes I get those two confused. It's not super easy to talk to a camera, you guys. I don't know. If you don't make YouTube videos, sometimes it's a little bit awkward, but I really enjoy making videos for you guys, so ideal. A little bit of bronzer. This is the e.l.f. Baked Bronzer. I'm just going to use an angled brush from Coastal Scents to apply it just to sort of the areas that I would normally contour. It's a very light bronzer, so it's not going to make much of a difference, but it just adds a little bit of sun-kissed glow, and I'm just going to apply that under my cheekbones, as well as to my temples for a little bit of color. You know, just anywhere that your face naturally gets hit by the light, and a little bit on my cheeks, just to my lips. Apply a little bit of lip balm. You guys know how much I love the SPF factor in my EOS lip balm from, or lemon drop lip balm from EOS. That's what I'm trying to say, sorry. Like I said, not always easy to talk to a camera. and that protects my lips and moisturizes them very, very nicely. And the lipstick I'm going to use is this ELF lipstick in Nicely Nude. It's just a really neutral, natural pink, and it's perfect for summer. It goes good with the eye makeup that I did. Very, very pretty pink. And I'm going to apply a little bit of this ELF Luscious Liquid Lipstick in nude pink on top, just to finish off the look as sort of my gloss. So that is the finished look. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this and found those ideas on how to use this Naked 2 palette helpful. Make sure you check out Jessica Weber's video. She's super, super sweet. Be sure to go over there, give her some love, tell her I sent you. Subscribe to her because all her videos are awesome, and like I said, she's super nice. So make sure you definitely do that. And if you're not subscribed to me, if Jessica sent you here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would really love to have you guys back. Any friend of hers is a friend of mine, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye everyone.